What's happening, everybody? My name is Keith Lorren. I'm known all over the world as the Spice King. And all week I've been in some serious meditation, prayer, all that good stuff. Spending time at the ocean and just listening. And many people are going through breakups, whether in relationships or in business. And I want to acknowledge how hurt some people can be. I want to acknowledge how heart-wrenching it is. I want to acknowledge how it hurts so much you can't eat, you can't sleep. There's bouts of rage, of anger. There's blaming. There may be name calling. There may be victimization of yourself or of the other party. But I'd like to share a perspective with you that may help you get through your feelings and look at things from a logical perspective. Let's say you and a friend agreed to open up a business together. And I like to relate everything to business because when you do business, your thoughts are non-emotional. Your thoughts are based off of logic and reason and with calculated thought, anticipation, and predictions. Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? This is my friends Matt and Allie. Hey. How are you guys? They're great. I love them. Huh? Easter basket. Thank you. Well, no, green is for money. That's why I'm wearing it. All right, I'll see y'all later. Matt, we're going to get together later on. I'll tell you about it later. Okay, man. Where was I? Oh, there may be so many emotions and anger and hurt, deep hurt. But I'd like to share with you a perspective that may help you look at things from a logical perspective, a business perspective, because in business, your decisions are based off of logic and calculation and planning and clarity. Let me paint a scenario for you. Imagine that you and a friend met, y'all hit it off. Y'all were so excited. Y'all, listen, we're gonna build us a building. We're going to go into business together. We're going to build a skyscraper. Listen, we're going to go out. We're going to plan the wallpaper. And we're going to plan the paintings on the wall. We're going to plan the kitchen out. We're going to build it all up. It's going to be beautiful. Oh, you like that idea? Yeah, girl. I love that idea. We're going to do that. We're mutually agreeing to do that. And we mutually agree to be exclusive, too, because we want to work with each other for this project. But going along the journey, it may be weeks, it may be months, it may be years, it may be, an eternity. But going along the path with building, after y'all both of y'all invested your time and emotions and money and just everything, your heart, everything, your passion invested into building this building or this project. You bought stuff, you spent time, all of that good stuff. You guys are both invested thoroughly from what it seems, and you guys are infatuated with the idea and you love it. But we all know that business is extremely hard work and it takes a whole lot of sacrifice, and there's a lot of unexpected things that come along the way. So as you're doing this business and working things out with this other person, you start noticing, like, look, there's something about this person that I don't necessarily like, or it may not be that you don't like it, or it just may be you're seeing that it's not a fit for you long term. You feel that you don't want to invest everything. You don't know if you want to invest everything because there's something off about it. It's good, it's fun. I like the person, that's my friend. We get along. Everything that we do is so much fun. It's great. But there's something about it that I don't see it as a long-term thing. Well, when you get to that point, or when the other person has got to that point, there's several things that can happen. There's three things that can happen. The first thing that can happen is, if they're willing, they can let you know that, hey, I'm having some reservations about such and such. There's such and such about this that I don't like. I'm feeling a little bit queasy about it. You see, if at this point you let the other person know, you give them the option to be able to change and to improve and to match what you're feeling uneasy about. You give them the option to change. If you value that person enough, you give that person an option to change. Or that person may be of the mindset that, hey, this person is who they are, and I don't want to change them. I don't feel that I have to change them. It is what it is. And it's up to me to either accept them in all of their fullness or not. But it's still good if you make that conclusion to let the other person know how you're feeling. Because chances are the other person has an intuition and they can read into subtleties that you are pulling away, subtleties that there's a growing distance, subtleties that you're experiencing frustration. Your partner can feel that if they're in tune. If they're spiritual people, they can feel all those things and they can sometimes sense your thoughts. So better it is to let them know those things rather than for the other person to start analyzing and rushing emotionally to fix what they perceive the different changes are, because the universe will always give people intuition. If you're awake, it'll give you an intuition so you can sense exactly what goes on. You may not be able to put it into words, but you sense the difference. Because naturally, if you change your thought, everything begins with thought and then it manifests out into actions. So if you're thinking that there's distance, your body language and the way you act is going to manifest in a changing of activity. Maybe pulling away, maybe distance, maybe it's a change of vibe. It's something that's going to change. So let's review. Either the person can give the person, if one party can give the person the option to change what's making them uneasy, or they can make up in their mind that they're not going to change that person and they're just going to deal with it for some time further, which is still not fair. Or third, they can go along and take as much as they can take and then just be like, look, I got to cut my losses. I don't feel that I'm going to build this building all the way. I can't invest any more time. I have to move. I have to stop the investment in building this business. No matter how far along in the journey we are, from this point, I can't continue building this edifice. I can't continue building this. So they make the decision in their mind to end it right there. Now, what happens when you end something abruptly like that is that other person has been fully invested in emotionally, spiritually, financially, time-wise. They've been invested in the relationship building with you. And when you abruptly end it, it is traumatic. It is catastrophic. There was no warning. Although they may have sensed changes, there was no warning, especially if you say that things are all good and don't give your full mind. The other person is left bewildered and stunned. And it is more painful to experience the separation that way than to give them a prior warning along the way and to share your feelings. It's very important to communicate. Now, when that person decides to end it abruptly, the other person is catastrophically devastated, while you're completely cool and calm and collected, because you knew all along what you were doing, but you didn't alert the other person. And that is what the pain can come from. Other pain can come towards the other party when they realize that all along you had been searching for another business partner while you were in the relationship with that one person. So although you may not have physically signed the paper deal or consummated a new relationship with that other person, it's still hurtful that you began seeking other relationships without giving prior warning to the previous person. It's very painful. So it's always best to communicate. Now, here's what happens after that. The person who was blindsided may be so distraught, so emotionally jarred from the thought of losing the perceived relationship that you had together. Because listen, if y'all doing business, y'all going out for drinks, y'all partying, y'all going out on the town, y'all having fun, y'all spending so much time together, and it's so lovely because now you've built a friendship and a romance. So now when you say that you want to end the romance, that's like ending the friendship part too. And to end both of those immediately like that is so jarring, so hurtful, so painful. So likewise, most likely the other party would be like, well, listen, you want to end it, but let's be friends. Let's be friends. You know, maybe we could be friends with the business benefits. You know, we could be friends with benefits. We could still do benefits. We could still talk. You know, can we please at least do that? And you're like, yeah, we can still do that, but I'm letting you know, look, we ain't doing no business, so we can hang out. We can have all the fun that we used to have, but under the understanding that there's no further business. So y'all get together and the other person is, okay, we having fun, but then they start throwing that business talking. Oh, well, what about this plan and that plan? Like, look, man, I already done told you, you know, I sound all good and all of that, but you know, we ain't doing no business. It ain't the commitment like we had before. But you want to keep, you're associating the good friendship part that you've developed, and you can't accept the fact that the business side of it is done, the romance side of it is done. You can't accept it. So what you do, you start throwing in some more business in there. Oh, what about this? Like, look, man, I already told you we ain't doing no business. But you get all frustrated because you're doing all the friendship stuff, but there's no business. And you wonder why there's no business or there's no relationship, because that person decided it's not for them. So the whole point of all of this is that it's not personal. If you're making a business, if you have a relationship with somebody and they want to end it, it's not necessarily personal. It could be that, hey, you're a great person. They love you, they care about you, but they're not going to build a house with you. They're not going to build that building with you. But y'all can have fun if y'all want to occasionally. But when that relationship, that business relationship ended, I got to find another contractor. I got to find another business person. There's nothing against you, but I got to find another business person to finish my building because I don't want to build a building with you. It's nothing personal. We could be friends, but it's not personal. So make a long story short, if you look at it from a business perspective, it's not personal. Everybody's on their life journey, and we may have made decisions and commitments that we can no longer honor for whatever reason. And so you have to be accepting and know that it's not personal. It's nothing against you. It's not that you were a bad person, a bad lover, none of that stuff, because they enjoyed it. It was obvious that they enjoyed being with you and spending time and talking business, talking relationships, doing all this with you, but it's not for the long term. And you have to be at peace with that. And if they're not the right fit for you, the right constructor or business person, you know, you're going to find another one because you still have a great plan. You still have a great outlook. What's up, sweetheart? How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. This is my friend here, Wave. Hey.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, you got to do the Spice King pose. Let's do it together. Hold on. Here you go.
What are we doing?
We're doing a Spice King pose like this. There you go. That's it. That's it. I love you. I'll see you later.
Mwah.
All right. So look, y'all, it's not personal. It's business. All relationships are business. Everything is business. If it don't fit, cut the losses. It's okay. It's not personal. And after you cut the losses, if y'all still want to go out for drinks, you still want to have fun, if you know what I'm saying, they still want to do all that stuff, it's cool. But just know that they ain't going to build no building with you. They ain't going to build no business with you. Ain't going to be no monogamous, straight up relationship like that no more. And they got to find another contractor, and so do you. You got to move on. You can still do your ideal for love or for business, or you can still do it. You're going to have that because you're a great person. You're awesome. And that's why they chose you initially, because you're awesome. But it just wasn't the right fit for them at the time or going forward. And you're going to be just fine. You're going to be all right. Stop wallowing in grief. Stop wallowing in anger. It's not personal. You're going to be just fine. So that's a word of wisdom from the Spice King, because I lived it. All right? Love you. Make sure to go to Walmart, Stop and Shop, Big Y and Julasco, and get yourself some Spice King seasonings. Support me. And when you try my spices, you're going to see that they're the best on the planet. They're so amazing. Spice King going to get you right. I'm the spiciest man in the world, the Duke of Delicious, the Kaiser Curry, and the man who invented cooking. And I wish you full healing and full peace and every great thing. I love you, and I'll see you on the next time.